Good morning YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about my weight, my macros, and I am also going to take you through a back workout, so that is to come. Today's topic is one that I don't like to talk about often, especially when it comes to weight. A person's body weight is variant on a lot of different factors, and it's variant on the individual as a person as well. No two humans are the same, and sometimes I do get a little bit uneasy talking about body weight, especially with women, because I feel like sometimes comparisons can be made where they shouldn't be, and I think the only person you should realistically be comparing yourself to is you. So this is strictly for the people asking. So I don't want everyone taking away from this saying these should be my macros or this should be my weight. I am 3 weeks out of a competition, so my macros are a lot lower than what I like them, and I would never happily sit on these macros every day. I like to sit at a much higher macro or caloric intake, and I do that outside of comp prep. With 3 weeks to go until comp, it is time to get really serious. So what I'm eating, how much I'm eating, and all of that sort of thing is very comp prep specific. And it's definitely not something I would do all year round or recommend for anyone to do all year round. I like to maintain a lean physique yearly, like throughout the entire year, but there are ways to do that without having to feel like you are in comp prep and that level of strictness. And it is a completely different level of dieting that, you know, not everyone should have to do or needs to do, especially if comp prep isn't your goal. So my current macros, I'm sitting on roughly 18 to 1900 calories. I'm sitting on 50 grams of fat, 130 grams of protein, and 200 grams of carbs. The food sources that I use to make up these macros are very clean, very calorie specific. So when I say that, I mean I have a lot of egg whites. Why? Because egg whites are entirely protein. So I'm using foods that are very clean of all other ingredients, so no sodium. I don't use a lot of calorie dense foods. I would rather have volume in my meals. So I'm having a lot of lean chicken, lean fish, lean beef mince, salmon. Everything I'm eating is a whole food. So I'm not having any protein shakes at this point in my comp prep. I actually stopped these exactly 3 weeks out. So I'm a little bit less than 3 weeks out now. I stopped my protein shakes 3 weeks out. The only thing I am having is my BCAAs because I am at a calorie deficit to what I would normally be. My recovery is much slower, and I'm getting a lot sorer and a lot more tired, and my BCAAs and L-glutamine do 100% help with that, so they are staying in my diet. I very rarely have pre-workout. If I do, I have the 1UP Nutrition pre-workout, but otherwise I stick with black coffee. So everything I'm having is very clean, and my macros, I'm not having a Mars bar at night. I don't do any of that. Eating clean is something I prefer to do. It's something I feel better off, and it does allow me to eat more food, because cleaner food, I'll say it the other way around, dirtier food tends to be higher in calories for less volume. I'm not the greatest vegetable eater. I don't always have probably as many vegetables as I should have, but I am making sure with comp prep, because you are in a calorie deficit, your body's tired, your immune system's sensitive. I am making sure I get my greens in at every meal. I'm also having a super greens powder morning and night, which helps me. It really does. It helps me keep that greens consumption up. So the supplements I take and the gut health that I do will be in a different vlog. I've had a lot of girls ask me questions about my gut health and what I do to maintain that, so that will be in another vlog I should say. So yeah, calories are protein 130, fats 50, carbs 200. My weight is, I'm going to say 56. I know it said 59 point, I'm going to say 56. In saying that, that's not overly light. It's also not heavy. It's probably a comfortable weight. I'm probably about 1 kilo lighter than like my standard weight. So that is my basic macro breakdown and my current weight 3 weeks or a little bit less than 3 weeks out from comp. If you have any questions in relation to this, please comment below. Please be aware that just because these are my macros does not mean that these should be your macros. Your body and your caloric intake is 100% dependent on you. So please don't take this away and think this is what I should be eating. Please also remember I'm at the very high level of a cutting phase, being 3 weeks out. So this is not something I would recommend to have on a daily basis or year round. I actually can't wait to start lean bulking, which is something I'm going to do once I finish comp. So I will reverse diet and I will lean bulk because I would like to build just a little bit more muscle, and I want to reverse diet my calories back up to as high as possible. I found that doing that post-comp really works for me. It allows me to eat a lot of food, and it's allowed me to eat a lot of food still coming into comp. So realistically, up until a week ago, I was on over 2,000 calories a day, which for me, I really liked. I like food. I am a foodie. I do like to eat, so I like to have calories to burn. It also helps with cheat meals, because when you're having your cheat meal, which is something I will talk about in a separate vlog, when you're having your cheat meals, you aren't as affected by it. You can consume a little bit more without your whole body thinking that this is a crazy consumption of food. You're used to eating, when you're used to eating 2,500 calories a day and you have a bit of a cheat, it's definitely not as damaging on your metabolism. It also helps you burn fat more efficiently once your metabolic rate is running properly. People have this really awful assumption that you have to eat less to burn more fat, when honestly it is so entirely wrong. It's not about how much you're eating, it's about your caloric rate and your metabolic rate and how much your body works off and how much it can consume while still burning fat. And sometimes if you're not consuming enough, you can actually put on body fat because your body is going to think it's starving. So it's going to try and store as much food that you consume as possible instead of utilizing it as energy. So not only are you going to feel lethargic and sluggish, but you're also going to be storing body fat. So I know it's a lot to take in, and it's not something that anyone expects you to be able to pick up on or learn straight away, but I guess that's what I'm here for. That's what my vlogs are for. So if you do have specific questions around diet, nutrition, training, cheat meals, if you have things that you would like me to talk about, honestly, please comment below. The more I know what you want to hear, the easier it is for me to give that back to you. I hope you all enjoyed this vlog. I hope you enjoy the rest of the vlog for my back workout. Have an amazing day. See you in my next clip.